How's everybody?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good to hear.
Wonderful. What day is it?
Exactly. I
Wednesday.
literally couldn't tell you.
That feels like Wednesday.
Hey, Doug, have you decided in any way about Thursday night whether this could, like Trevor gets any snaps at all or other first team?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting just to get the team on the field, against another opponent, obviously, and then for the first time for all of us, with the coaches and new players and really the whole team. So we're looking forward to that. I haven't set any parameters yet on how much playing time people are going to get. Try to get, be as fair, especially for the young guys. Try to get as many of the young guys in the game as I can. But I'll make those, determinations. We still got a couple days here left to practice.
Shells yesterday, full pads today. What do you need to see from the guys out there on the field?
Yeah, yesterday I went with uppers. Actually, I went with the shoulder pads, and full pads today. It's for the first time in pads. It's just again, the number one thing is player safety and protecting each other, practicing hard, practicing fast, being smart about it. Nobody's going to the ground. Hopefully, we try to stay off the ground, no live tackling, things like that. But you're kind of getting used to wearing the extra gear now. We're kind of getting into that part of training camp where things get ramped up.
Did you like the level of physicality you saw from the team yesterday?
I did. That's encouraging, and it kind of happens throughout training camp. There's going to be those warm, hot days where tension sort of builds and you start seeing it back and forth offensively and defensively. And it was good to see. And but at the same time, we got to make sure that we play smart, play headsy, and control that.
For the rookies, do you learn more about them when they put the pads on than you have in the days previous?
I think not only them, but I think everybody. Really, you get to learn a little bit about your football team and the physicality that we talked about. And but for the rookies too, it's sometimes the eyes can be a little more wide open, in situations like this because it is the first time. But these guys are pros and they've been doing it a long time and going back to college and high school, so they should be okay.
Doug, how would you evaluate Evan Ingram's camp? So.
It's been good. It's been good. I really like where he's at mentally and how he's picking things up. I think his connection with Trevor and I see the communication with those two and where he's at and he's going to be a big part of the offense for us.
And how about Dan Arnold?
Same thing. I like where Dan is, veteran guy, obviously, and kind of a sneaky athlete, just a little bit, sneaky tight end, who I really like, and I think he's in a good place as well.
Can you explain what happened with Andrew Nevis? He was pretty solid during OTAs.
Yeah, it's unfortunate sometimes with young guys, and you hate to see it. Sometimes they put a little bit too much pressure on themselves, and just to try to do things right and compete, and just got to learn to relax and play. And I know things are going to happen, and it's unfortunate, but wish him well, and hopefully we'll see him again down the road.
Ingram dropped a pass on the 2-yard line during that 2-minute drill yesterday. Are plays like that not concerning?
No, that would have been a tough catch to make anyway. Obviously, game time, and he knows it, and he'll make that next time. And it was good to see because it was a chance for us in that situation to, if you make that play, you score, you win the game, because that was the scenario yesterday. So better now than week one.
I know they've been working off to the side. What is the status for Jawan and then for Foley and Pakasi?
Yeah, again, kind of day to day with both those guys. I think we're going to ramp them up a little bit more today, but still keep them out of the contact stuff. And just want to make sure that they're 100%. With the injuries they have, they can be nagging and lingering if we don't protect them now. But we're going to continue to ramp them up.
Are you allowed to disclose what those two injuries are? Or?
Foliage is a calf, and just drew a blank on.
Jawan.
Oh, on Jawan. Jawan, where you at? Jawan, I just drew a blank on Jawan's. No, hold on.
Hamstring?
No, it is a hamstring. It is a hammy. Yeah, it is a hammy. Sorry.
You're good.
I drew a blank because.
You're fine. It's all good.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but both those guys are doing really well.
Do you like what you've seen out of Trayvon thus far, and what would you like to see him, get better at moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think just as he gets more comfortable with the defense, right? I know Coach Caldwell is really throwing a lot at the defensive guys, with information and volume, and again, that's what we need to see as we keep progressing here in camp, is just how these young guys handle the volume. Trayvon being one of those guys, and so far it's been good. He's he studies well, student of the game. He's hard on himself. If he makes a mistake, he usually doesn't make the same mistake again, and that's good to see from young guys.
What did you guys think of the packaging peanuts in this card? Did you see that yet?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's singing too.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It happens from time to time in camp with young players, and the veterans kind of take advantage of that. It's it just as long as it stays in good fun and humor, then everybody's okay.
Trayvon seems like the type though. He was like, he's a very serious type. So I don't know how he.
I didn't necessarily see his reaction on it, but I'm assuming everything was okay, and we've been good since.
Bill, since the open competition at 3 of the 5 spots on the line, I'm just wondering, it does seem like you guys really want Fortner to win the center job. I mean, you're giving him the reps that certainly indicate that. Just wondering how you view it.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously we're early in camp, but yeah, we want to see Luke in there. We want to see him with the starters, and obviously Shatley and Ben Barch in there, at the guard positions, and then of course with JT and Walker Little at the tackle spots. It's just it comes down to these days right here. You put the pads on, and this is where really the evaluation process comes in. And then of course when you get into these preseason games, playing against good competition, right? The starters playing against starters, and you can make a better determination, obviously with some of these battles. But with Luke, he's done really well. He's not only going in as a potential starter at center, but then Shatley can be the guard, or he can move back to center. You just got to have some combination of guys that if something happens during the regular season, you can move guys around.
When you see Etienne break off long runs like he did yesterday, how excited does that get you to be able to see him in a real game, sooner than later?
Yeah, it's exciting to see him and where he's come from, how he's kind of battled to get himself back on the football field, and it appears that he hasn't lost the explosiveness, which is good, and you got to understand too, he's a young player, that missed everything last year, and so I don't want to treat him that way, but at the same time we got to understand that there's going to be some mistakes. But to see those types of runs, credit to the other 10 guys, obviously, but good to see.
Your camp schedule's unique compared to what we've seen here before. Can you take us through how you got to where the guys get one day off after a game and then a walk through the next day? So it's almost 2 days off.
Yeah, it's something I studied in a little bit in 21 with my time off, and obviously went back and evaluated my training camps in Philadelphia, and there's always that area around like day 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that second week, beginning of that second week, where some of the soft tissue injuries begin to creep up and guys start missing time, and then it taxes the rest of the team and a position group and all that. And I just took a look at all of that, and I even looked at the regular season, and how we practice during the regular season. There's typically 2 days after a game before we're back on the practice field. So I kind of wanted to use that model just a little bit in training camp. We've got a lot of time together. We still get the padded practices in that we need, and yet try to still maintain enough rest and hydration and nutrition for the players, within that 48-hour window after games.
How do you balance that with getting enough work in over the time?
Well, that's the thing, is you got to be very efficient out here on the field, and walkthroughs in the afternoon obviously are a part of that. It's where they get a lot of the mental reps, and then of course the physical reps are out here. But again, we play Thursday, and then we don't play again till the next Friday. So we've got time in between to get a lot of stuff accomplished and worked on, and and that's what training camp's all about. We still don't play a game for another 5 or 6 weeks. A meaningful game that allows us to really prepare the football team properly.
Doug, I don't want to read anything into it out there, but when you talk about efficiency, a lot of times when you blow the horn to end a period, there's like a couple of minutes still left on the clock. Does that mean you're getting that efficiency and you're accomplishing what you needed, and okay, we can move on to the next period?
Yeah, in my philosophy there too is I try to keep the number of minutes on the clock to about the number of plays, and then as we go, I'll increase the number of plays to eat up the number of minutes remaining in that period, if that makes sense. And that's all part of the progression of sort of ramping up, these practices and again being more efficient, with what we're doing is being able to increase a period by 2 or 3 or 4 reps. And I'm keeping a track of that. I'm keeping track of that as far as what periods have time remaining. I'm not a big guy that I don't want to repeat a lot of plays if we don't have to, unless there's a false start or offside, something like that. And we can kind of, we can fix issues in the classroom, and that's where we do a lot of this stuff. But the guys have been doing a really good job, and we just got to clean up a few areas, but doing well.
In terms of yesterday, although there may be an offsides or a false start here and there, Heath said you're not wasting a whole lot of time explaining assignments to guys, or somebody missed an assignment, or you're not going over and over stuff like that. That they seem to know that's not the issue.
Right, and that's the thing. Now that we've had time together and the guys are understanding the drills and the tempo and what we're trying to get done, we are more efficient that way. When we blow a horn and start the next period or whatever, we're moving from drill to drill and getting things done.
The red zone drills on Thursday were a bit of a struggle for the offense. What did you make of that?
It happens, honestly. Camp, we have so we don't game plan our defense. Defense doesn't game plan the offense. We're in this evaluation phase, right? That's what training camp's about. It's about evaluating, and so we just, as press puts the installations together at night, we have certain things that we just want to work on for that particular day. So we're not taking advantage right now by not game planning our defense, certain coverages and certain looks. So there's going to be some times when it doesn't look very pretty, and that's okay. It's all for us right now. It's about assignments. It's about alignment, executing the play. Obviously, look, you get in a game, I'm going to call a play that might not be great against the coverage we see. So the quarterback has to make us right. And so we like to see that as well, when we're in drills like that.
Doug, how has the communication within the coaching staff been within the offense and defense? It seems like the communication has been great so far.
It really has. And again, like the players, it starts with me, obviously. Having a virtual staff meeting in the morning. Let's just get everybody on the same page for the day, and going through a little injury medical updates, and then just planning from there. And coordinators have done a great job of communicating with one another and what we're trying to get done. And that's what it takes. To be a cohesive staff and a successful staff is having great communication. All right, thank you guys.